Hello, and welcome to Joanne's Healing Within. I am Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified personal trainer, holistic healer, author, publisher, owner of Fitness R Us, and the creator of Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast Deck. And today, as usual, I have an amazing show to share with you. Amazing guest. And today we have 3 amazing guests joining us today, 1 by Skype and 2 in person. But before we go there, I want to give a shout out to my sponsors that make this show possible. And to start off with, we have Good Chi Feng Shui LLC. This is a great time of year to feng shui your space, whether it's your home or your business, to reset the energy, to align everything in the right order so you can bring in the abundance and gratitude into your space. Then we also have Sherry Simpson, who is one of our guests today, transformational life coach. She's going to help transform your life to bring in the abundance and the success and the happiness and joy. And then we have Keisha Christian, who is our holistic life coach. She puts life coaching in a holistic perspective. So she takes the mind, body, and spirit, and also helps you in reference to nutrition as well, just to bring your whole well-being together. And then we have Nick Rafter, who is another one of our guests today. He's been on the show several times. He is our real estate agent. He is going to help you align your energy to find your perfect home or apartment. And the great time to do this, I guess, would be spring. He would know more about that than I would. And I'd also like to remind you to like and share today's show, because you just never know who's going to learn something, who's going to benefit from today's show by you sharing our show today. And I'd also like to remind you that should you like to be a guest on my show, feel free to send your bio and story to healingwithin76@gmail.com. I'd like to set today's energy with an intuitive chakra balance, numerology, cosmic energy forecast reading for every one of you. And the energy is for everyone who's watching in the audience and our viewers as well. And while I go ahead and shuffle up the deck, I'd like you to think about a question that you'd like some guidance on. And perhaps the card that shows up is going to give you the clarity that you're looking for. So I'm going to shuffle it up again. And I want you to keep in mind, this is my brand new deck that I've created, and I want to give a shout out to the 2 people behind my deck in regards to the full moon photos, which is Donna C. Barry, and the designer behind it is Rosie Bastista. So I appreciate both of them for allowing me to bring my vision into my reality. So one more time to cover the deck. Energetically, I'm being called to stop here. And we're going to go with this beautiful pink full moon. I'm just going to show you the back of it. And I'm going to flip it over, and what an awesome card for today. Spiritual career. And the chakra associated is our throat chakra, which is the turquoise. And the number is 77. Just want to give you the breakdown. Now let's go into the affirmation, the spiritual career. Someone in our viewers is possibly looking to step into a different career, specifically spiritually speaking, whether it's a Reiki master or acupuncturist. I'm also hearing possibly sound healer is what I'm hearing with this card. So anyone who's viewing today's show, this card is for you. The turquoise is all about how are you communicating to your friends and family members and even co-workers about this possibility of changing your career. And are there any doubts? Are there worries? Are there fears about jumping out of your 9-to-5 and moving into your spiritual career? Because if there are any fears or worries or doubts, let's clear that up. Let's unblock it so you can step into what it is you're supposed to do here on earth, your purpose. Then we have the double sevens. Now, anytime we have a double number, it's a master number. And that master number means it's a higher calling for you. It's your higher power is holding your hand to guide you into the path that you should be going into. And when we take those 7 sevens, the double 7, the definition behind the 7 is all about how are you analyzing, how are you reflecting, how are you evaluating. And let's take that one step further into our chakras. When we think about the 7 chakras from the root chakra up, our 7th chakra is our crown chakra, which connects us, opens the portal to our higher power and our higher self. The divine light, the energy that you need so you can step into your spiritual career. Now let's take it from the crown chakra down to your root chakra, which is the seventh chakra as well, helping you to get grounded. Because before we can step into any type of abundance, we need to ground ourselves so we can be focused and productive. And also allow us to release the fears that we hold on to, because yes, anytime we're stepping into something different or new for us, it creates a little bit of anxiety and fears because of the unknown. But the unknown is really good. So I want you to start getting in the habit of recognizing that when we do have a little fear and a little anxiety, that's sometimes a good thing, because that means you're actually stepping out of your comfort zone and you're moving into something that's going to be more blissful for you and more challenging. And I truly believe that when we are being challenged, we're actually stepping into our calling. And that's a powerful message to receive regarding stepping into your challenge and stepping into your calling. So when we are sitting comfortably and everything's going easily, we're not growing. Let's go back into those double sevens. So now that we have the double seven, the understanding of analyzing, evaluating, reflecting, connecting with the crown and the root, let's take that number together to 7, which is 14. So you have that 1, new beginnings. And that 4, balancing yourself so you can have that connection between the earth and your higher self. And now let's add those numbers together, which is a 5. And ironically speaking, the 5 energy I just spoke about in my live earlier this morning about today's energy. So the 5 represents your freedom, your change, your unpredictability, fun, and adventure. But in order to get that, we need to change something. We do not get freedom and unpredictability and fun and adventure unless we change something. So my question to you today is, what are you willing to change so you can have your freedom? Because you must change something to have freedom. Freedom doesn't just happen. You have to be willing to do some work, which means change. And that's what the message is today. Changing something so you can step into your spiritual career. And the throat chakra. How are you expressing that? How are you using your throat chakra differently so you can express yourself and free yourself from whatever it is you need freedom from? So that's our message for today. And I'm hoping that it resonated with somebody, if not everybody. And please leave your comments and questions that you may have in regards to the readings. And I'd be more than happy to connect with you and answer those questions. And if you would like an actual reading or training session, or even a Reiki treatment, you can also reach me at 646-236-9155. We're going to be going to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, I'm going to be bringing in my first guest for the day. We'll be right back.
Dropping gems from Keisha Christian. She's on a mission, sharing information, knowledge for soul, body and mind. Dropping gems, KeishaGems.com, KeishaGems.com.
I'm Nick Rafter, founder and owner of Nick Rafter Real Estate. If you've ever bought, sold, or rented a home in the New York area, you know how difficult a process that can be. But that's where I come in. With years of experience and knowledge of the New York rental and sales market, I can help you navigate the difficult process of renting, selling, or buying a home. Let me help you find the place to be. Here in New York, the best place to be.
Dropping gems from Keisha Christian. She's on a mission, sharing information, knowledge for soul, body and mind. Dropping gems, KeishaGems.com, KeishaGems.com.
Hello, and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. So I've shared a lot of information with you, and we're only 9 minutes into the show. And I'm hoping that you're just sitting at the edge of your chair, waiting to hear what's going to be coming up next, as I'm going to be introducing my next guest, which is Shauna Marie. She's an emotional intuitive, but that doesn't really give full information to what she actually does. She's an aromatherapist. She's a Reiki practitioner. She is a sound healer. And did I miss out anything?
A certified crystal healer as
Oh,
well.
and she's a certified crystal healer as well. So I am so grateful to have you on my show, Shauna Marie.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, yes, yes. So I want to dive right into, in regards to your aromatherapy and Reiki. How do you blend them together?
So I integrate the different modalities that I practice. On a practical level, I Reiki-fy all my oils, and then my oils charge with my crystals even before I use them. And personally, I use them as my face oil, as my perfume.
And that's why your face looks the way it does, so
Thank
beautiful,
you.
glowing.
Thank you. And I mix it with the soaps that I made.
You make soaps too.
I do.
Oh my.
I do.
My daughter's gonna want to be in touch with you.
I have a feeling she'll love that little package that I gave you earlier.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, that's a surprise.
Okay.
So put that aside. And in practice, what I do is I have my client either laying down or sitting down. They smell the oil as I work through their chakras from the root to the crown. And if they want, as they're laying down, I would also place crystals on them.
Now, when
So
you
it's like
say
a trinity of modalities.
when you say they're smelling the oil, are they holding the oil, or
No,
are you
I'm
holding
holding
it
the
for
cap.
them? Oh, okay.
And I'm just kind of wafting it around their noses and
Nice.
spiraling it.
Uh-huh.
Just a very sensational experience so they could breathe in, feel something. If they don't want the crystals on them, they could hold it so they could feel the texture, could even look at it. But really sometimes it's more fun to be just passive. And I would place everything on them, let them smell it, and then use my other hand
do
to
the Reiki.
administer light. Yes.
Nice, nice. Now, when you're holding the essential oil for them, now would you prefer to hold as opposed to use a diffuser?
Yes.
Now,
Because
is there a
then
reason?
I could move from the root to the crown, different caps.
Nice.
When I received them in the room, I would have something diffusing already.
Oh, okay, okay.
And during the treatment, it would be different caps from the root, sacral, solar, heart, throat.
So
first eye,
seven,
and
so
crown.
7 oils.
Yes.
Beautiful. I'm sure by the time they walk out of your space, they're like, whoa.
Yes. The grounding is important after the session because it's a natural high, and we want them to cross the street safely.
Yes.
Go back home safely.
Not fly.
Yes.
Or think they can.
Yes.
Yes,
And
yes.
really be back in their bodies and be able to integrate back into their real lives, so to speak.
Now, in reference to clients coming to you, how frequently do they see you?
Maybe once or thrice a week.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Twice a
but
week.
it depends on the person.
Okay.
Sometimes one treatment is enough, but for those that really know the value of having it be a routine for themselves, because life happens every day.
Yes.
Emotions, thoughts, nonstop.
Yes, yes. I'm glad you said that in
Yes.
reference to those who know the value, because again, I mean, everyone has their own treatment plan.
Yes.
But I also agree with you in regards to everyday life gets in the way, and. I mean, I can come see you today, and 3 days from now, I might need to see you again.
Yes.
As opposed to wait a whole week later to come
Yes.
see you. So yeah, so I'm glad you said that.
And it could be a tune-up. It doesn't have to be an in-person session every time. It could be once a week in person, and then a phone call where we meditate together.
Oh, nice.
Or the other one is unexpected, when they have unexpected news, and their body's suddenly anxious, and they can't think straight. They're about to go into a meeting, and their heart's racing, their mind's racing. It's like a quick 5-minute tune-up.
Nice.
Just to meditate together and get back centered, and really find a way to be present to themselves and flow with whatever's going on.
Nice. Now, when you're working with your clients with the aromatherapy and the Reiki, are you also applying your sound healing into that, or is that a whole different?
It may begin with the sound healing or be wrapped up with the sound healing. But during the Reiki, the crystal, and the aromatherapy, my hands are usually occupied,
I was
so
gonna
the
say,
sound healing
you
is
need a third
either
hand.
an opener or
You need a third
conclusion.
hand. Yes, yes. Because what is that commercial where they have like the octopus hand? I think you need one of those.
I need to call in my Shiva.
Yes, yes, because it's like the sounding bowls and the essential oil, and to do the Reiki. Although I think the Reiki, I mean, do you do distant healing as well?
I do.
So you could probably get away with probably doing the distinct healing with the client while you're holding the healing bowl
Yes.
and the essential oil.
Yes,
Yeah.
can be done.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Tell me a little bit about your what we call the therapeutic touch.
So the therapeutic touch, I'm also a cuddlist with cuddlist.com.
What's a cuddlist?
A cuddlist, we apply platonic healing touch to people
Okay.
in such a way that they feel met, they feel safe, and they get to have a connection. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
When people are not hugged, when people are not touched or connected with, something happens.
Yes.
There's a disconnect and there's a numbness, and you don't flow with life as easily as you would if you were in connection, if you were touched, and if you were just met in such a soul level.
Yes.
So that's what we do. And I also am a visual volunteer. So if I'm available and someone's at the end of life, VNSNY can call me and ask me to sit with them for 2 hours. So
to
that's
help them transition.
if they do transition during those 2 hours. But really, it's all about being present for someone in a way that they feel met and listened to. And in that place, I don't cure, I don't fix, I don't try to do anything but be there.
Yes, just to give them a safe place, so to speak.
Yes,
a
and
comfort,
presence.
yes,
Really unconditional presence. I'm not there for the family members. I'm not there for the medical
just
team.
that person.
Just for them.
Nice, that's lovely. That's intense. That's a lot. Intense words. So you go from this hugger to helping the one who's ready to transition.
Yes.
That's powerful.
And as far as the hugging, cuddling may sound like hugging. But
Yes, yeah, cuddling. Yes,
it's
yes.
really, it could be as minimal as you sitting beside the person, arms are touching and you listening. Sometimes people don't want to be hugged.
No, yes.
They want a hand that has pressure on the back or on the chest to hold their heart, or they want to have spinal contact, so just leaning
yes.
or allowing them to lean. So it would look like it's very different for every person.
Oh yes, I'm sure. So it wouldn't be one of those things where you come over and give a big old hug.
Some people want
yes.
a bear hug,
Okay.
like a full-on body compression where they're laying down on the floor and your full body weight is on top of them. Sometimes it's what they want.
Yeah, they need
but
that.
everybody
It's
is
very
different.
Yes. Interesting. Very interesting. So in reference to as you and I have spoken during our phone interviews, you have this inspiring story about your sister. Are you open to sharing that today?
Yes, absolutely.
Go ahead.
It's my way of honoring her and really sharing her legacy
Yes.
where it's received. So my sister was diagnosed with bile duct cancer in 2012. It was caught early, it's localized, she was in remission, and then in 2013, toward the end, it came back with a vengeance into her liver and pancreas. And she crossed over in August of 2014. But after the doctor said that her body can't take radiation or chemo anymore, and we weren't really ready for hospice care yet, because I didn't even know what that meant before.
Yes,
It just felt like we were ready to give up, and she was being let go. So we didn't understand that. So we were kind of resisting hospice care. But anyway, that period before she actually stepped into hospice care wholeheartedly, we were just desperate for ways to relieve her pain. You know, she had tubes in and out of her body to feed her,
Sure.
to drain. She was in pain and she wouldn't eat. So it was more like, how could we just help her breathe? How could we keep her present so she sees us and remembers who we are and you know, talks to her daughters and just to be able to string those moments along. They weren't very long, just moments where she's like, oh, this or that. And when I say this or that, that's when the modalities came in.
Yes, yes.
That's when I leaned into aromatherapy, and that's the therapeutic use of essential oils, as you know.
So you were already involved with your modalities before your sister?
Yes,
Oh,
more
okay.
as a customer. I would go into health fairs. I love
okay.
receiving light. I love receiving massages and just buying all sorts of crystals and oils, just for my pleasure.
Yes, for your
And
pleasure.
yes.
And can I assume that once your sister did transition, that all of these modalities for you is really when everything opened up for you?
Yes, not right away.
Slowly.
Grief
Well,
was a big
well, it was a
teacher.
good thing that it was slow,
Yes.
because you have a lot of modalities. Could you imagine them all coming in
Yes.
at one time for you?
Yes, and I needed to really feel what
Yes,
it's like
yes.
to grieve.
Yes.
And what it's like to be angry and sad.
Sure.
and really at the bottom, because then now when somebody comes to me, I may not understand what they're going through exactly, but I have an idea of how to flow around it. I really had to experience what it's like to have eating disorders, anxiety disorders. I've been through debt, divorce,
You've been
disease
through it all.
of loved ones.
Yeah.
So it's, you have to really walk your talk and know what you're talking about. Because when people are in pain, it's so easy to say, well, just breathe. Well, put this oil on. It's so easy.
Yes, yes, yes.
But for someone who hasn't experienced what that's like,
Yes.
it's difficult to really hold their hand through it.
Sure.
So having experienced that kind of allows me to be more compassionate and understanding and present to them.
Well, I believe that when one undergoes as much as you've experienced between your, losing your sister, being divorced, eating disorders, I truly believe that when one undergoes all those dark periods, so to speak, or lessons, it just means you really have a much higher calling for why you're here on earth.
Yes, and most people's pain really reveals their purpose.
Yes.
It's no accident we're on Palm
Exactly.
Sunday right now.
Exactly.
And all these reminders of agony and death and resurrection.
Yes.
It's like a universal truth.
Yes.
People always have the opportunity to be reborn.
Yes,
And
yes.
all these stories, whatever religion you're practicing, it's just a reminder of what's possible.
Yes.
Within your body and within this universe.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, wow. You've shared a lot. And I thank you for sharing about your sister.
My pleasure.
Yes, yes.
I
And
thank her.
and I took it in. I accepted it. I'm sure the viewers did too. For the viewers, let them know how they can reach you.
Okay, so where do I
Right
look?
there.
Hi. Please go to thelovingearth.com. That's where you can reach me. And if you're on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, it's at The Loving Earth as well. I really believe that what's for us, what's for you, will not miss you. So if we're meant to do some work together, you know where to find me, thelovingearth.com. I look forward to connecting with you, and thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for having me. This is such a pleasure.
It was a pleasure having you and hearing all about what you do. And as I mentioned before, because you do have so much to share, you'll be back on again to share
look forward to
more
it.
of what you do, because you have a lot to give.
Thank
So
you.
thank you so much.
I
Yes,
appreciate
yes.
you.
We're going to be going on a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to be bringing on another guest.
Experience Feng Shui interior design for your home or office. Good Chi Feng Shui LLC can transform your home or workspace, no matter how large or small, into a harmonious, rejuvenated environment. Good Chi Feng Shui LLC. Call or email to schedule an appointment for a consultation today.
Hi there, my name is Sherry Simpson. I am a transformational life coach. I healed an autoimmune disease of the thyroid called Graves' disease, and I like to help people heal themselves now. I did this completely naturally using many methods, and I believe connecting into my spirituality really had a huge impact for me. So I like to help people get to the root cause of issues, and I do that by allowing you to tap into your higher self and by asking your subconscious and your higher self questions about what it is that you need to do to heal. So I look forward to connecting with you soon. Namaste.
Hello, and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. So we've been sharing a lot of information today, and I'm hoping you're still sitting at the edge of your chair, because now I have my second guest, which is not a new guest. This is Nick Rafter. He's been here before and very transparent, so thank you again for showing up today.
Thank you.
And Nick is going to be undergoing today a reading with our other guest that will be showing up through Skype, but until she shows up, we're going to be just chatting about some of the work that him and I have been doing together over the last couple of weeks with your healing.
Mm-hmm.
And how have you been feeling with your healing?
Great, actually. It's been a really good experience. I was away for 10 days, so we kind of had a hiatus, but it was also a very good opportunity to sort of, I traveled, and travel is always a good time to reconnect with your thoughts
Yes.
and who you are. So I took that opportunity to, escape stress and escape anxiety and sort of think about, who I am and what I'm doing. And, it's one of the first times I did that on vacation, because vacations are usually just as crazy as life,
Yes,
where
yes.
you go from one place to the other. And because it was a cruise, and I always recommend cruises if you really want to get a relaxing vacation, because you could do everything or you could do nothing. And the water, of course, is so calming. If you've ever been out in the middle of the ocean, it's a very calming experience. So it provided a good opportunity to do that, to sort of take in everything that we've done the months before. So it's been a very good experience and a very exciting journey.
Nice, nice. Did I hear the phone ring? Okay.
Yes, you did.
Where is she?
Hi, can you hear me?
Hello.
There she is.
Hey, Sherry, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well, and I have Nick here with us today.
Perfect. Hi, Nick.
Hi, Sherry.
So what I'm going to do is, before we dive into you doing the reading with him, I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions just so the viewers can get a better understanding to what's actually going to be taking place today. Does that work
Perfect.
for you?
Yeah.
Okay. If you can give a brief introduction to what is an Akashic record reading.
Absolutely. So the Akashic records, they exist in the fifth dimension, which means that they're all around you, sort of in the ethers, in between everything that's physical. And they are actually a record of what every soul has experienced since the souls were created. So it's basically this giant library that exists all around us that is really about our past and our ancestry.
Perfect, perfect. Now, in reference to why would one want an Akashic record reading?
Absolutely. So Akashic records are a great place to get wisdom. It is that place where all things already sort of exist. So most people want Akashic record readings not to know about the future, because in the Akashic records, the future hasn't actually been created yet because you haven't created it. But when people are going through traumatic experiences and repeating patterns, and they're, I call it saran wrap, when people are prevented from moving forward and they just can't figure out why, the Akashic records is a beautiful place to access in order to figure out old karma and to clear that.
Nice, nice. And in reference to assessing an Akashic record reading, how does one go about doing that?
Well, the Akashic records are vast, so you really want to know, what you're asking. And I access them just by setting the intention to go into people's records. And it's something that you'd never want to do without permission. So thank you, Nick, for permitting me to access your record, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to access the information. So basically you want to know what you're searching for, because otherwise it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Does that make sense?
Definitely, definitely. So how about we dive into this reading and let our viewers get an understanding by seeing what an Akashic record reading looks like.
Absolutely. So because I didn't have an intention from Nick, and Nick, you can give me that after, but I pulled some information for you that was available about who you are at soul level.
Okay.
Is it okay if I share that with you?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Perfect. So what I found was that you're not an earther, which means that your soul did not have its first incarnation here on Earth. You are actually a spican, and what that means is you're quite rare, and it also means that Earth might feel kind of crowded to you. It means does it feel crowded to you?
It's not in the literal sense, but it makes sense.
Yes. And what that means is your actually your gift to the planet is that you bring enlightenment to the planet. So you bring like a lightness and an airiness to the people around you. And interestingly enough, as I'm saying that, the hair on my arms is standing up, which is always a truth sign or a yes sign. So you are very non-judgmental. You're often a dreamer and a visionary. You're very kind, very loving, you're very warm-hearted, but you can be the person who takes on other people's stuff. So you really want to get out into nature. You want want to have your alone time. You want to make sure that you're sort of clearing other people's stuff out of you, because otherwise the enlightenment that you're meant to bring just doesn't come through. The other interesting thing about your soul group is that you have this tendency to show other people who they really are. And some people love that, and some people are terrified of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you may find that some people just are repelled by you and you don't know why. And basically it's likely because they're actually seeing a version of themselves that they don't like through your projection.
Okay. Yep. That sounds very familiar. It does.
Wonderful. So one of the other things I pulled for you is a life theme. Usually we pick 4 or 5, and I just picked one for you. I don't like to call them life lessons because I don't think that we're in school here, but I like to think of it as a theme. So it's something that you play with, and you have a tendency to play in both extremes. So this one of the lessons that you've chose is actually in receiving.
Okay.
So that means that you have probably experienced relationships, jobs, money, hobbies, all the areas of life where you have not received and where you've received a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
And so it's about learning during that process of what receiving feels like and when you are receiving and when you're not. Mm-hmm. And the way that we sort of determine when we're done a life theme is to basically get to a point where we decide, okay, this is the amount that I want to receive. I'm going on to the next thing now.
Okay.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Do I have time to share a little bit more?
Yeah, go ahead.
Perfect. So inside the Akashic Records, one of the things that I love to do, 2 of them really, one of them is a life situation reading where I clear old karma. I didn't get a list from you, so I didn't do that. But what I did was pull some of your manifestation blueprint. So I'm sure that you've heard of the law of attraction and the universal laws, which means that we all manifest based on what we vibrate or emote out.
Okay.
But each of us, yeah, that makes sense?
Yep, I've heard
Each
that.
of us has our unique manifestation blueprint. And what that means is that at soul level, we manifest in a very unique way on top of what the universal laws do for us.
Okay.
So the manifestation blueprint has sort of 7 different aspects to it. It's like spectrums, and it's really simple when you look at it. So the first spectrum, you are a contrast person, which means that it's not necessarily who you are, but it's how you manifest. So you want to be in contrast when you're manifesting things. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Is that like a contrarian?
What's interesting about being, pardon me?
Is that like contrarian a little bit?
Sort of.
Okay.
And the interesting thing about contrast people is when things start to be too similar, you might give up before you actually get the end result.
Okay.
Interesting.
So if you have a whole bunch of projects that are like 75 or 80% done that you've given up on, it's because you haven't gone through and it's become too similar.
Oh, did we freeze? Oh, we froze.
We still there?
There we go, yes.
Okay, so one of the other things that's really important for you to know, Nick, is that you're an outcome person in terms of how you manifest.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that means that you can have, you're the type of person who can use like a vision board and who can have this like really long end goal. And it's as though you can put the blinders on and just run the marathon and do it really easily. I'm a process person, which means that every step has to be juicy and fun for me or else I won't do it. So it's like you can manifest really far away things by really focusing on them.
I think
Are you still there?
Yes,
Yeah.
we're still here, yes.
Okay. And the other part that's really important, so I'm going by the numbers that are kind of high, and I can give this information to you later, Nick, if you want it.
Okay.
But you're a reactive person in terms of how you manifest.
Okay.
I can see that.
Yes, makes sense.
Okay, so that means that it's when you are reacting to things, you manifest more quickly. If you're trying to instigate something and say, hey, we should start this, then you'll probably manifest more slowly because it's not how you're meant to manifest.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like it's more powerful to be, what is it, action?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reactive. Yeah,
Reactive, yes.
That makes total sense.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And you sell houses, is that correct?
What was that?
What was that?
You sell houses?
I do.
Yes.
And rent too. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. And I think that's really interesting because your manifestation blueprint, it says that you are more exclusive, which means that you are meant to handle things that are bigger in value and serve fewer people more dramatically.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
So I feel like it's a good career for you.
Yeah, and it's funny because I wasn't a real estate agent until the past few years. I was a journalist before that. But for years, people were pushing me into that job. And so I've heard like a lot of people for years saying, "Oh, I think you're perfect for that type of job," for similar reasons to what you're saying. It's you serve fewer people at one time. You're better at one-on-one than you are like as a teacher. When you'd be dealing with 30 kids, you're better with just one or two people. So that definitely rings another bell.
Perfect.
Nice.
One of the other things in your blueprint is that you're reinventive. So you're not necessarily supposed to innovate and create things new. You're supposed to use other people's stuff and rejig it to be yours.
Okay.
Nice.
And I actually really enjoy people who do that too.
Perfect.
Nice. Perfect. It sounds like he's in perfect alignment to what he's doing on Earth.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's great. So Sherry, thank you so much for sharing all that information.
Yes.
Now, Nick, do you have any questions for Sherry?
Not right now, but I might have some. So
Perfect.
you just leave like an email or something. where I
Yeah,
can-
well, she's going to be sharing that with the viewers anyway. So Sherry,
Okay,
let
great.
the viewers know and Nick know how they can contact you.
Absolutely. So my website is sherrysimpson.com and my email is sherry@sherrysimpson.com. And I'm going to spell that for you as SHERRISIMPSON.
Excellent, excellent. So Sherry, thank you so much for sharing about the Akashic Records. They're amazing, and I'm hoping that the viewers will have a better understanding to what they are and why it might be necessary to have a reading. So thank you so much for joining us today.
And thank you, Sherry, for doing that
you.
for me.
Yes, and looking forward to having you on again soon to sharing more of your information that you have, because you have so much to give to the audience and the viewers. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We're going to be going on a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to be having both my guests back on the show.
Dropping gems from Keisha Christian. She's on a mission, sharing information, knowledge for soul, body and mind. Dropping gems, KeishaGems.com, KeishaGems.com.
I'm Nick Rafter, founder and owner of Nick Rafter Real Estate. If you've ever bought, sold, or rented a home in the New York area, you know how difficult a process that can be. But that's where I come in. With years of experience and knowledge of the New York rental and sales market, I can help you navigate the difficult process of renting, selling, or buying a home. Let me help you find the place to be. Here in New York, the best place to be.
Hi there, my name is Sherry Simpson. I am a transformational life coach. I healed an autoimmune disease of the thyroid called Graves' disease, and I like to help people heal themselves now. I did this completely naturally using many methods, and I believe connecting into my spirituality really had a huge impact for me. So I like to help people get to the root cause of issues, and I do that by allowing you to tap into your higher self and by asking your subconscious and your higher self questions about what it is that you need to do to heal. So I look forward to connecting with you soon. Namaste.
Hello, and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. So, have you fallen off your chair yet with all this excitement and information that I've been sharing between Shauna Marie as my first guest, Nick and his story, and then Sherry with the Akashic record readings? It's like, whoa, I'm almost off my chair. And this stuff is really not new to me, but a lot of it is. So now I have both my guests back on my couch here, and we're going to be sharing a chakra balance, numerology, cosmic energy reading for both of them. Nick has had, how many readings have you had with the cards now? 2 or 3?
More, I think.
Is it
On the show?
On the show.
2.
2, okay. And I know you've had a whole handful like years back with me, you know. And Shauna Marie, this will be your first time. Yes. So what takes place, and let me just again show my cards because I'm very excited, very happy, very, I don't even know what the words are, to announce my cards, where, they're my own deck. I designed them myself. I actually took my thoughts regarding the full moon and also affirmations and the chakras and numerology, and I combined it all together to put into this here. And my two beautiful designers and photographers took my vision and made it a reality. So again, thank you to my sister Donna C. Barry as the photographer, beautiful moons, and also Rosie Bastistas, who has actually designed my deck and made this really a reality where I can actually hold my deck in my hand. My deck also comes with a beautiful book to give you information about the numerology, the chakras, and also the affirmations. So obviously, if you're not like me, intuitive, and you hold these in your hand, you're not really going to be sure how to use them. This will help. And it comes with a beautiful carrying bag, at least for now anyway. I'm not sure how that's going to work out down the road. But anyway, moving into the cards, how it's going to work for my guests is each of them I'm going to shuffle the cards. And as you shuffle the cards, you're going to ask a question out loud. And we're very transparent here. So, and I like our questions to be interesting. I don't want something, simple. I want you to ask a question that you truly want clarity on, something that's going to almost get the viewers to fall off the chairs. And then once you do that, shuffling, you're going to spread them on the table, and then with your left hand, you're going to pull one card. And once you pull the card, you'll hand it to me, and then I'm going to read the card. Now, I want to make a notation that sometimes the cards, when you pull, does not necessarily answer the actual question you're asking. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's going to answer a question that you're not asking because our cards are very intuitive. So I'm going to have Nick start since he's familiar. Mm-hmm. And then once he pulls the card and shuffles them out, I'm going to give him his intuitive information. Question out loud, please, so the viewers can hear, because none of us have ESP right now.
My question is, will I find completion, but will I complete my writing project that I have been having trouble continuing?
Okay, and based on Sherry's Akashic record reading, I think you know the answer to that.
Yeah, I do actually. It's funny because I didn't want to interrupt her, but we're going to talk off show, Sarah and I. But it definitely did give me an answer, but I really want to see what the cards say.
You want to see what the cards are going to say, right? So he wants double clarity today. All right, so we're going to spread it out as far as you can, and then with your left hand, we're going to pull one card. One card. Okay. Oh, lordy. Just going to show you the back because I'm really, really excited about my full moon photos. And I also want to make a notation that each one of these cards, because they have full moon photos, have actually been amplified with the full moon's energy. So as soon as I actually received my cards, I took them outside on the first full moon once I had my cards, and I set them in the energy of the full moon. And also they've been Reiki energized as well. So they got a lot of energy to these cards. Now we're going to flip it over, as both my guests sat here and laughed when he pulled his card. The message is success. Success. So your question was, are you going to complete your book?
Complete the writing project that I'm working on that I'm having trouble completing.
Okay. So basically the question is, your book's going to be a success. So obviously you are going to complete it. The question is, when are you going to get started?
Well, I started it.
Oh, okay.
The issue isn't that I have started it. I've started it. The problem was that I sort of 3/4 of the way into it, and I felt, I guess you can describe it as writer's block, but also I've been having a lot of doubts about it. Mm. And it's interesting because I pulled that card because Sherry's reading sort of, like we were talking about, I knew the answer already, gave me sort of the confidence, or rather, or understanding about why I feel that way now. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And what I need to do. So pulling that card was exactly what we thought it was going to be. It was double affirmation.
Yes. And along with the affirmation of success, the chakra associated is solar plexus. And the solar plexus, for those of you who may not know, is connected to your gut intuition. It's also about, trusting the process and feeling secure, feeling safe with your project, safe for what it is you are writing. And what I'm also hearing in regards to your writing, perhaps doing a little bit of meditative writing. So not actually being in the moment when you write, like sit and meditate and then grab your paper and pen and start writing. This way here you can get your higher power to write it for you and see what comes out from that is what I'm hearing as well. Now sometimes what tends to happen with our solar plexus, when we do have a little insecurity, it's because there's a little blockage there. So what I would also recommend when you are about to go back to your writing, each time you do write is sit and visualize two things. I want you to visualize a beautiful bright orange bubble where the orange is representing your sacral chakra of creativity. And then visualize this yellow burst of energy inside that orange bubble, bursting out, which is going to represent your writing and the soul energy that you're going to get. That as you connect to that, you're going to feel that energy literally go from your brain, literally down your arm, into your fingers, to the pen.
Think about it now. It's actually kind of an empowering image.
Yes, yes. You know, and that's what I'm hearing, is that you want to really tap into your intuition, and you want to feel safe about what it is you're doing, because by the time you finish with your writing, and your writing is actually really done. It's just a matter of
yeah.
You just got to see it on paper.
Yeah.
Because it's actually done. It's done in your head, you know, which is why it's already a success. Okay? Then we look at the number, which is 8.
Oh, God.
8. It's
We've been
abundance.
having a thing about that number.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's abundance. And it's really funny because on my drive here today, I would say every other card that I saw on their license plate was 88. I was like, oh, this 8 number is following me today. And there you have it. So 8 is all about abundance. And when we flip the 8 over, it's infinity. So everything is possible.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is possible.
And we've been having discussions about 8 off in our sessions every
Yes.
week. We've been seeing a lot of 8s
Yes.
popping up.
Yes. Excellent. Has that answered and give you clarity?
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. All right, Shauna Marie, you're going to take this deck.
Yes.
Shuffle it up.
I'm going to shuffle it. And
Yes.
just a quick kind of noticing, all the readings that you've been doing today is really on point.
Yes.
And I want to kind of share that with other people, because if you're tuning in today, even if it's a reading for Nick or for me, if you're listening, it's a reading for you.
Oh, yes, yes,
So
yes.
take it in.
It's
milk
resonating
it.
with everybody.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So we're going to ask your question, because now this is specifically for you, but yes, it will
Yes.
resonate with the audience as
My
well.
question is about focus. Where should I best
Put your
invest
focus.
my focus, time, and energy?
Excellent question.
Okay. And then you want me to spread
Just
it from a
spread
certain-
whichever way you want to
Okay.
spread.
Here we go. Beautiful cards, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you, cards.
And then with your left hand, you're going to pull one card.
Okay.
Love it. All right. And note that she has a beautiful pink moon. Okay. Oh. I think you actually used this word before when we had our interview just a few minutes ago. The affirmation is rebirth.
Ah.
Yes, rebirth. And if you didn't use it before, it was what I was thinking about. So her affirmation is rebirth. Now, does it actually answer your question on reference to where your focus should be? I'm getting a yes, because what I'm hearing is there's something you're thinking about rebirthing, something new that's coming in. And that's going to
Yes.
need your energy. That's going to need your focus. So
Absolutely.
whatever else is going on, we're going to put that to the side and put your energy on that rebirth, is what I'm actually getting. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. And the chakra associated is pink. Now, when we think about the heart center is associated to either emerald green or pink. Now, the emerald green is all about healing, but the pink is all about self-love. Yes. So what I get from that, with the rebirth that you're going to be focusing on, it's going to actually bring self-love to you, and also to those who your rebirth process and project is going to impact. So there's going to be a lot of love being spilled out to that project.
I
is what
love it
get.
already.
Yes, yes. And the number is 21. Okay, so before we go into the single
my
digit.
age.
Is it? Of course it is. It's all about age. Yes,
Forever.
why not? Why not? The number 21, the 2 is about the partnership. Okay, and as you're going to be doing a rebirth, your partnership, you're going to develop a partnership with self, of course, and whomever else is involved.
Yeah.
And then we have that 1, which is all about new beginnings, and also about being independent and being a leader. Okay, so the partnership about being a leader and standing independently is important. Now we take the two numbers together as a 3. Okay, and that 3 again, as we spoke on before, is about how are you communicating, what it is you want to rebirth. And it's not so much about how you're communicating with others, it's how are you communicating with your higher power, and how are you listening to your higher power when a higher power communicates to you. The message that you need to hear in regards to what it is you're rebirthing. Because I'm getting that there's a lot of information being downloaded into your mind and into your third eye that you're actually visualizing this rebirth already. You already know what it is, you know, and I also feel like you're bursting out to want to share what it is, but not today.
Not today.
Not today. You don't want to burst it out yet because it's still in the process of how do you say, percolating.
Yes.
For the rebirth. Does that make sense?
It does, completely.
So that's
Thank you.
Very powerful card. And I love the fact that it showed up rebirth because did you say rebirth in our interview? Because
I said reborn.
Reborn. Okay.
Associating it to Palm Sunday and next Sunday.
Yes. So
Easter.
I heard rebirth. So yeah, it's the same thing.
Same
Reborn,
thing.
rebirth. And we are all here to be reborn.
Yes.
Which is why we go through the different types of darkness and light, so we can rebirth ourselves to these different channels that we need to go to.
Yes, and that's in every breath as well.
Yes. As we breathe. Yes, so many of us are walking around holding our breaths. It's time to breathe. It's time to breathe because without breath, there's no life.
Yes.
Okay, so very powerful card.
Thank you for
So,
that.
yes, thank you again. So again, very quickly, Nick, let the viewers know how they can reach you.
You can reach me at, my email is nrafter, that's N as in Nick, R-A-F as in Frank, T-E-R, at cityhabitats.com. That's city spelled CITIHABITATS.com. Or you can find me on Facebook or Instagram at Nick Rafter on Facebook or Nick Rafter Real Estate on Instagram.
Thank you. And Shauna Marie, how can they reach you? Let them know again.
Yes, I am Shauna Marie, and my website is www.thelovingearth.com. All my social media links will be there. And also, please check out a book that I co-authored with some amazing beings. It's called Harmony and Chakras. It's available in Amazon.com.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And again, viewers and audience, to reach me and to take advantage of a training session, a reading, a healing, just reach me at 646-236-9155. I try to keep it simple. And if you're ever in the Queens area, feel free to give me a call first, and then you're welcome to stop by at Fitness to Us so you can check out my facility where all my magic takes place. And if you are interested in being a guest here, whether you are a healer or you want to start your transformation, feel free to send your bio and story to healingwithin76@gmail.com. I'm so grateful that each and every one of you joined me today, and I'm hoping you didn't fall off your chair, but I do hope that you did receive something and that you resonated with either the card reading or the Akashic records or the aromatherapy, the sound healing, the stories, everything we shared today. So I'm so grateful that you tuned in, and remember, I hope that you shared and liked today's show, and looking forward to connecting with you. Not next week, because it's Easter next week. We'll be back here the week after. So enjoy Palm Sunday today for those who are celebrating, and have a blessed day.